So you've just turned 40. Have you considered that you are as close to retiring as you are to graduating high school? You are not alone if that thought causes you a bit of anxiety. The data shows that almost 15% of all employees between age 45 and 54 have less than $1,000 in retirement savings. If you are one of those people, the alarm bell should be buzzing in your head. Let this serve as your wake-up call. But don't lose hope. Even if you are in your 40s and haven't saved anything for retirement, you can still amass a $1 million nest egg by the time you retire. And it may not be as difficult as you think, but you have some heavy lifting to do to get there. How do you get back on track with your retirement savings? So you now know that it's still feasible to build up $1 million in retirement savings by the time you reach your golden years. But I hear you asking, can I afford to invest the amount needed every month to hit that goal? But the central question is whether you can afford not to. Here are a few pointers to get you back on track, building towards a comfortable retirement nest egg. Now, it will not be easy. You will need to exert much effort. You will have to give up certain things, but guess what? Having a sizable nest egg will bring you peace of mind and enable you to retire with honor and dignity. 1. Banish debt from your life forever. Saving for retirement while juggling a mortgage, vehicle payment, and other debt repayment is challenging. It's almost like attempting to traverse the Sahara Desert on foot with only a bottle of water. How far do you think you will get? Question: what would you have if you don't have debt? You will have money, of course. If you're in debt, do you need a more compelling incentive than that to make getting out of debt your top priority? Forget about retirement saving for the time being. Create a budget for your basic necessities and attack your debt. See my video that explains how to get out of debt fast. Link is in the description. You can begin investing after you have paid off all your debt except your mortgage and have accumulated a 6-month emergency fund. Aim to invest 15% or more of your monthly salary for retirement. 2. Slash a major expense. Selling your property and relocating to a less expensive part of town may be too much for you to swallow, but there are other large expenses in your budget that you can cut. For instance, do you really need 2 cars? Getting rid of one of them could save you thousands of dollars each year, which you could use to fund your retirement accounts. Most people have other large expenditures they could slash. If you take your family on a yearly expensive vacation, forego it this year or at least curtail it and max out your retirement accounts with the money you saved. I understand that these are hard sacrifices to make. However, if you don't make them now, you will be forced to make tougher ones after you retire. 3. Boost your income and get a side gig. Taking on a side gig while juggling a main job and family responsibilities is not easy, but it may be necessary. And you may discover what many people have, that at this point in your life, boosting your income with a second job is often easier than slashing your family budget. These days, the gig economy is booming, which means there is plenty of opportunity. 4. Invest aggressively. You might be a cautious investor who is risk averse to stock equities, but you can't afford to be too conservative now if you're behind with retirement savings and trying to catch up. Stocks are more volatile than bonds and other safer assets. However, they generally produce higher yields. So if you structure your investing portfolio around stocks, you may be able to make up for lost time. Before I move on, if you've gotten value so far, hit the subscribe button you see below and like this video to get the most out of your money. Along the lines of investing aggressively, capitalize on your 401k or other employer-sponsored retirement plans. Most companies offering a 401k plan will match their workers' contribution up to $1 or percentage limit. This is essentially an instant 100% return on the matched portion of your contributions. So it makes sense to contribute at least enough to receive the full match. With that said, You can invest up to $19,500 per year until age 50, when you can add an additional $6,500 per year. Individual retirement accounts. What do you do if you've maxed out your employer-sponsored plan to get the match, or your firm doesn't provide a match or plan? An IRA, individual retirement account, is your best alternative. There are two kinds of IRAs to choose from, but the tax code treats them differently. With a traditional IRA, you invest pre-tax dollars, which may be tax deductible, and your contributions grow tax deferred until withdrawal during retirement, when you will pay taxes on the contributions and the gains. With a Roth IRA, you invest after-tax dollars, which grow tax-free, and you pay no taxes on distributions during retirement. With each type, your annual contributions are capped at $6,000, but if you are age 50 or older, you can contribute up to $7,000. Bear in mind though, that once you've reached a certain income level, the tax benefit for both these types of retirement accounts evaporates. If you are concerned that you lack the expertise to pick the ideal investment, there is a simple solution: broad-based index funds. By purchasing these, you diversify your portfolio without engaging in speculation. Furthermore, if you are skeptical about investing in individual stocks, you will sleep easier putting your money in the broader market instead of risking it with a few companies. Here are the best options if you are looking for broad diversification. Index funds try to mimic popular market indices. The S&P 500 is an example of a stock index. It is tracked by some popular index funds. Index funds are relatively inexpensive because there is no unique strategy or management requirement, but there is some risk exposure in the event of a market crash. Target date funds. You choose a fund with a target date close to your intended retirement, and the fund modifies its investment strategy based on your time frame. Typically, they start out investing aggressively but trend more conservative as you get closer to retirement. Exchange traded funds. ETFs operate like your typical mutual fund, but they are bought and sold like stocks on exchanges. Therefore, you have a bit more flexibility. All these have been discussed in other videos on this channel, which will be linked in the description. So here's my bottom line. If you didn't start saving for retirement until you were 40, you might think it's too late. However, it could be much easier than you think, depending on your objective and saving ability. Calculate how much you need to save, then figure out where you wish to invest it. It is imperative you get going right away and stop putting it off. Remember that the sooner you begin, the easier achieving your goal will be. If you've gotten value, hit the subscribe button and like this video to get the most out of your money. And as always, see you next time.